Hello and welcome to Project 2, Thermo Fan Controller using ezCircuit Designer and ezCoreChart. We'll begin by opening up ezCircuit Designer and creating a new project by going to File and then New. We'll name the project Temp Controller and click OK to create. We'll now add a motor driver by scrolling through the Circuit Groups menu and selecting the motor driver icon and clicking on the pins A7, B4, B5 and A6 to place. We'll now right click on Motor 1 Forward label and select Rename and type Fan and hit the Enter key to rename it. We'll now right click on Motor 1 Reverse and again selecting Rename and type Light Bulb and hit the Enter key. Finally, we'll add a thermistor by selecting the thermistor icon and clicking the A0 pin. And then right click on the label, select Rename and type Heat Sensor and hit the Enter key. We can now send our design to CoreChart by selecting the Send to CoreChart icon. CoreChart will automatically generate a test program that tests the motor, which is connected to the fan, and the light bulb. To run this, make sure that the hardware is connected properly so that the USB-P programmer is connected to the computer and the controller board, and that the power pack is connected and switched on. Then simply click on the Send Program to Chip button. Click OK when prompted to save, and call the program Temp Controller and click the Save button. The program will test the hardware by turning the motor on and then off, and turning the light bulb on and off. Now that the hardware has been tested, we can move on to creating our main program, but first we'll delete our test subroutine by selecting the icon, and then clicking on the delete in the menu, and then clicking OK to confirm. We'll first start by clicking on the inputs icon, and selecting analog conversion, and then clicking on the little black arrow below Start Main to place it. You can now double click on the icon to bring up its options, and select Heat Sensor as the source, and in the destination field type initial underscore temp, and then click OK. Next we'll click on the numbers icon and select Add from the list, place it by clicking the black arrow, double click on the icon to bring up its options, select initial temp as the source, type the number 2 in the second source field, and select initial temp as the destination, and then click OK. Next we want to place an address label by clicking on the address icon, and under label name type again, and place it by clicking the black arrow. Next click on inputs again, and select analog conversion, and place it by clicking the black arrow. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, select heat sensor as the source, and leave this time result as destination, and click OK. We now want to compare the result with the initial temp by clicking on numbers and selecting compare from the list. Place it by clicking the black arrow, double click on compare to bring up its options, select result as the source and initial temp as the compare with, and click the above and below checkboxes, and then OK. Now click on outputs icon, select on off pin, and place one below the if below decision and another below the if above decision. Now double click on the icon below the if below decision. It's already set as light bulb as the destination and on. Click OK. Now double click on the icon below the if above decision, and this time set the light bulb to off and click OK. Next, click on the outputs again and select on-off pin, and now place one below icon 8 and another below icon 11. Now double click on icon 9, select the destination as fan and select off, and then click OK. Now click on icon 12 to bring up its options, select fan, and this time leave it as on, and click OK. We now want to create a group by selecting icon 8 by clicking on it, holding the shift key on the keyboard and clicking icon 9, clicking the group icon, and in the group name type heat up, and then create new group. This will create a new group that we're inside currently. To return to the main program, click on the return from subroutine icon. We'll do this now for icon 10 and 11 by clicking on icon 10, holding the shift key, and then clicking on icon 11, clicking the groups icon, and this time we'll name it cool down. And then create new group. And then again, return to the main program by clicking on return from subroutine icon. Next, click on LCD and then LCD format and place it by clicking the black arrow. Double click on the icon to bring up its options and then click OK. And finally click on the go to icon as a go to property of a gain. Place it by clicking the back arrow, and this completes the temp controller program. It'll read in initial temp when the program first runs, store it, add 2 to it, take in another value from the heat sensor and convert it to digital and store it, compare the first stored value to the second, and if it's below, heat the sensor up, and if it's above, cool the sensor down, then insert a delay, and then repeat. To run this, make sure the hardware is connected properly, and then again, click on the Send Program to Chip button, and OK. When run, the light bulb should turn on first and heat up the heat sensor. Once it reaches a certain temperature, the fan will turn on to cool it down, and once it's dropped below that certain temperature, it'll heat up again by turning the light bulb on. This concludes Project 2.